So I actually think this year's Game Awards was actually pretty good. Was pretty good. I was actually really surprised with some of the announcements that they showed this year. I'm not going to talk too much about who got the awards in this video because, quite frankly, with a lot of the stuff that won or just a lot of the games that were nominated, I didn't care too much about outside of like Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Metaphor. I didn't really eh, Astrobot winning Game of the Year, I think is a game that I have never played, but I understand why it won. It wouldn't have been my choice to win Game of the Year. Um, but I can see why it would get that. But I really wanted to talk about the announcements because that's my favorite part of the Game Awards is the announcements, what's going to be coming out, and they had some really cool ones. Now, some of them weren't really up my alley, and I didn't really get necessarily what I wanted, but it was still good. I was hoping to get anything with Wolverine, any type of trailer or update on that. The Wonder Woman game that is like just a ghost. Nobody knows where it is. It kind of disappeared. I know that game's kind of supposedly in a very troubled development, but who knows? And I always hope for anything Lord of the Rings, any big Lord of the Rings type game, and that's always kind of a pipe dream. It's always in recent years it's always been small, these smaller Lord of the Rings games, but not like a really big, triple A title. And then like an upcoming Total War game, that would have been cool too. But they were still great announcements. So I'm not going to go over every announcement in this video, but I did want to talk about some of my favorites. So let's just start with The Witcher 4. The Witcher 4 trailer. You can leave it to CD Projekt Red to give you these nice cinematic trailers for The Witcher. The ones for Witcher 3 were awesome, and this one was really cool too. And it looks like we're playing a Ciri. And I actually thought that this was what was going to happen once we knew The Witcher 4 was going to happen. Immediately, I was like, oh yeah, Ciri's going to be the main character, 100%. There was some, me and my friends were kind of thinking that maybe there was going to be some, character creator. Maybe it was going to do like a young Vesemir, but Ciri to me was like the logical choice as far as kind of pushing the story forward. If Geralt's not going to be the main character that you play as, and she looks good. I mean, it's a CG trailer, I think, even though it says it's like captured on unannounced, like an unannounced graphics engine or whatever it said on there. But she does kind of look a little bit weird in some shots, and some shots she looks really cool in. But she also, it looks like she's older, so it looks like they've pushed the timeline forward a little bit, because she definitely looks older than The Witcher 3 by quite a bit. It almost looks like this is like a 10-year later, situation. And the trailer's really cool. I mean, there's not really much you can get from that out. There's not really any gameplay, for sure of how you can see how it's going to play or anything like that. But it's nice to know that we get a little more information, at least confirmation of who we're going to be playing in the game. And this is in no particular order, but Clive and Tekken is really cool. I was really hoping, like probably most people, that Tifa was going to make it in Tekken 8. But Clive is also a choice that seemed very logical, and he looks really cool. I actually enjoyed Final Fantasy 16 for what it was. It's very story heavy. I don't know if I necessarily play it again anytime soon. Maybe I will. But Clive was a cool character, and he looks cool. And boy, does he look like he plays amazingly in Tekken 8. And I'm excited to try him out. I think he comes out on Monday, so very, very soon. In the same vein of fighting games, Virtua Fighter, the announcement was pretty big. I didn't really grow up around Virtua Fighter, playing Virtua Fighter or anything like that, but I understand its importance in the fighting game world. And that one's going to be a cool one to check out. I think I can't remember what they said the release was or when it was coming out, but it's a little bit of ways away. But it'll be cool to check out when it comes out. Now, another big one was the Elden Ring standalone game, Elden Ring Nightreign, I believe it's called. And that was probably another one of the big surprises for me, because I don't really know what it's supposed to be 100%. It kind of seems, I've heard that it seems like it's this Elden Ring style monster hunter where you and your friends can like tackle bosses or like certain areas. Um, you know, or if it's just this like standalone story that you can play through with your friends. I don't know, but I've wanted them to do some type of co-op PvE game. And so this is like right up my alley. This is probably one of the games of all that have actually been announced that are coming out in a reasonable time frame, because I think this comes out next year, that I'm probably the most excited for. The concept of doing this with friends, you know, just the Souls-like experience is really cool. And I don't really, it's like they're combining worlds, because you have clearly the nameless king flying around, which is like, he's not from Elden Ring. So it's almost like they've merged worlds, or they've had different bosses from different worlds. Like, are we going to see Bloodborne enemies? Are we going to see Bloodborne characters that you can make? Like, I don't even know. But yeah, that was pretty interesting. Probably not on the Bloodborne stuff, just because of, you know, Sony and Bandai, whatever. But it'd still be really cool. So this is one to definitely keep an eye on. A smaller thing was just the Final Fantasy VII Rebirth for PC, which comes out towards the end of January. I love that game. I'm definitely going to buy it again on PC and play it through on PC again. That might be one I even stream. It just kind of depends on what else is coming out around that time, because I love that game, and I hope it runs well on PC, because I can't wait to play it again. That game is so fun. Helldivers 2 also got a big update, which I think is out now, adding a new enemy. And it looks really cool. It almost looks like you're fighting zombies, like a weird Helldivers zombie space apocalypse thing. It was really cool looking. I won't go into too much about it, but I believe that's out right now. So I still haven't checked that out yet, but I'm definitely going to, probably later today, and see what that's all about. But a lot of cool stuff with that. The Game of Thrones game. This one was kind of a surprise to me, because I've always been surprised why we haven't had a major Game of Thrones game like 10 years, like 5-10 years ago, or whatever, whenever it was first airing. It's like we're just now getting what looks to be like a bigger adventure, you know, RPG Game of Thrones. And we'll have to see more on it, but it looks interesting. It looks like it could be really, really cool. That was kind of a bigger surprise. Not really a surprise, because Warner Brothers had said they want to focus on Game of Thrones. But I didn't know we were going to get something so soon, like at the Game Awards with a trailer or anything like that. So that's pretty cool. And we'll have to see what that one's like, because, you know, I don't know if it's something where you're going to play as a specific character. I forget his name, but it sounds like you might be playing as that Northman guy. But I think the game is made by NetEase, which makes me think maybe it's a mobile game and it just has a really good looking trailer. I have no idea. But hopefully not. Hopefully it's a really big title and it's done really well. We'll just have to see, or maybe it was Netmarble or something like that. I think that's what it was. It was some company that I'm used to hearing with mobile games, but we'll have to see. A couple more things that I was really, really excited about. Turok Origins. I grew up with Turok. I love Turok. I always wonder what happened to that series and why it kind of just fizzled out, because I loved it. And to see it come back in Turok Origins looks really cool. It almost looks kind of Monster Hunter-y, you know, being able to play with your friends, taking on a bunch of dinosaurs. Seemed really cool. It has a potential too of not being that great, you know, but fingers crossed that it is really good, or it's at least fun. Something I'm definitely going to check out for at least nostalgia, and see what it's like there. So Turok Origins was something that for me was probably the most surprising, and kind of got me out of my seat a little bit, because I was very surprised to see that it come back in any fashion. But those are pretty much the big ones for me that were revealed that I actually am looking forward to, the bigger announcements that were really cool for me. I gotta be honest with you, the Borderlands 4 didn't look the best for me. I don't know. It's looking like it's better than Borderlands 3 for sure, but Borderlands 3 left a sour taste in my mouth that I'll probably end up trying Borderlands 4, but I really hope that it's an improvement and it's not going down the same vein as that, because the concept of Borderlands is so cool. Borderlands 2 is such an iconic game, probably the best looter shooter ever, in my opinion, in my humble opinion. And I hope Borderlands 4 really captures more of the Borderlands 2 magic and not Borderlands 3. And the final announcement, you know, the big surprise at the end, Naughty Dog's Intergalactic. I didn't really care for the trailer. I had the trailer really gave me maybe a 10% interest in the game. If the person they showed is our main character, I do not care at all about this character. Doesn't look interesting, doesn't look cool. I do not care. Anyways, that's it for me, guys. Let me know what you guys think. What did you guys think about the Game Awards? Did you think the announcements were pretty cool? Did you not care about any of them? What was your favorite part? What was your favorite announcement? Let me know. A lot of stuff to be excited for in the future. I thought it was a really great Game Awards. There's definitely been ones that have been far worse, and this one was a joy to watch. And the Muppets were fantastic. They were hilarious. Just saying. But thanks, guys. Thanks for watching, and I will see you guys next time.